You supposed to be happy you sitting there with Kid L. Why you mad?
The Kid L podcast.
Rolling. Icewear Vezzo is in the building. What's happening? How you doing today, bro?
What up, though?
Bro, before
About
we got
time.
Yeah, it is about time for that's for sure. Before I got here though, I did stop at your wife's shop, Fresh and Pressed Juice.
Press.
I literally had this one insanely good. Insanely
I ain't
good.
worthy. You know what I'm saying?
That's one of my favorite part about it. A bunch of the bottles had their own like self-help,
Yeah, that's what it's
motivational
about.
slogans, and that was "I'm worthy." That's right.
We're just trying to bring something new and something different to the community. You know what I'm saying? All the juices, organic juices, no additives, and none of the vegetables and fruits. Pause. None of that. You know what I'm saying? So, you gotta pause that.
Yeah, the health concerns, right?
I bought this for my wife. She genuinely, this is what she do. She believe in it. She studied it for a long time, for some years. It's actually a hobby of hers. It's something that she love to do on her off time. You know what I'm saying? So she invested in me for so many years. We've been together since we was 12 years old. You know what I'm saying? And she stood beside me. She done paid for studio time, and I done used her cars to get to the studio and done crashed her shit. We done bust down her McDonald's checks, like that type of stood beside a nigga, you know what I'm saying? So I felt like, when I got in position, it's time for me to get behind her dreams since she stood behind mine. So I bought her first juice bar in Troy, Michigan. Yeah. And we coming downtown Detroit.
That's awesome. So you guys are going to build another one?
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Inshallah.
Yeah, man, it's been a long time. I've been trying to get you on here.
Yeah.
I've seen recently the coolest thing in the world to me ever, you and Eminem backstage shaking hands. That was literally, I don't know how to explain it to you how cool it is, because I've been watching him my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
I've been watching you since 2016. Seeing that happen was incredible, man. Can you just walk us through the experience a little bit?
It was normal and organic, you know what I'm saying? 50 had tapped in with me, asked me to come out at the show or whatever. He ain't tell nobody M was gonna be there or nothing, you know what I'm saying? So right before I got ready to go on stage, I had seen him walking out, you know what I'm saying? We literally bumped into each other, and we just had a quick conversation, chopped it up. You know what I mean? I told him it's all love, it's all respect. Obviously, I know he done seen shit that I said and shit that all of us said, so I just wanted to kind of get him to understand exactly what I meant, you know what I mean? I was waiting for that moment, to be able to express how I really felt, you know what I'm saying? Because it was never no situation where we felt like dude owed us or anything. He don't owe nobody shit, you know what I mean? And he done did what he had to do for Detroit. That's why we got people like D12 and Royce 5'9" and all that. It was just more of a situation with me and M. We grew up on the same exact block. You know what I mean? Went to the same exact high school. Not at the same time, but still our backgrounds kind of similar to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? And I've been rapping for so long, bro. I've been fighting to stay in the game for years, and I done been through hell and back. You feel me? And I know he heard of me. He heard of all of us. So for me, every time I see one of the young niggas coming up, I always try to reach out to him and I tap in with him. What's up? You know what I'm saying? What you need? You need a verse, video, whatever I can do. Let me know. However I can enhance whatever it is you got going on. Let me know. I see you. You know what I'm saying? Keep going. You're doing what you need to do. And a lot of times that shit go far with a person. I know it went far for me hearing people that I looked up to and respected on the rap side of things, just to say that they see me. That shit'd mean a lot, So I just felt not that we was entitled to that. I just thought it was the right. It would have been a good gesture.
Right, you were kind of referring to the Detroit versus everybody, thing going on, and you were saying the certain artists on it in particular, they could have picked more artists from Detroit, which is a valid point at the end of the day. I don't think it's an offensive point.
It's two sides of Detroit. You know what I mean? You got the rap side, then you got the streets. And certain artists, it ain't no denying them. It ain't no, you got the streets, like I said, then you got the Eminem / Big Sean type side. And I feel I was one of the first. I was the first. Let's not say first. I don't like that. I synced the first back. I don't want to do that. I was one of the artists that, popped out on the solo side, right when Team East Side and Doughboys and was doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? So I know my impact was so heavy that it's impossible for anybody from Detroit, Michigan to say they haven't heard of me or they don't know what's going on. So I felt like when they did that song, they didn't have nobody to represent the streets. They had Trick, but he most on the west side of things. You feel me? So
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. You come from such a deep grounding with it that you understand the culture to a point where you know what makes sense and what doesn't make any sense, right?
But in the end, I really didn't give a fuck. Like it wasn't that serious. I don't give a fuck. I didn't give a fuck at all whatsoever. Like it didn't matter to me.
It was just cool to see it though. Everybody was waiting, putting billboards up. Where's Marshall? All this stuff, and then finally he taps in with GMAC Cash, reposts GMAC Cash in his Twitter, and then he taps in with you, which is really awesome to see. Like you said, you guys grew up in the same area, man. I was doing a lot of digging around about you. You grew up in Detroit. You had like 19 brothers and sisters. Grew up with a large family, and like you said, you grew up from the same block. So, growing up in that area, I read that you didn't really realize you wanted to make music till you were about 8, right? Yeah, and then you didn't get into a studio till you were about 12 years old.
I was 12 years old when I wrote my first rap.
And it's like kids are getting younger now when they're starting their rap careers.
Nah, that's a fact.
At that time, wasn't that considered young? Like nobody at that age was really rapping at that age.
Not for real. I mean, for me, it was only one rap. My big brother Rick took me to the studio, and then I say after about 16, I kind of got lost in the streets, and that shit was it was over with until I dropped like Money Phone and shit like that. I wasn't thinking about music, but a lot of my homies around me, they just like, shit, bro, you got everything that niggas is rapping about at the time. You know what I'm saying? I was a shorty, bro, with $200,000 in real life, like not in the rapper world, like in real life. And niggas know that, and niggas think that. You know what I'm saying? Cars, apartments, jewelry, all this shit, and I knew how to rap. And then at the moment, that's what was going on. Rap was about flexing. You know what I'm saying? So my homies like, nigga, you got all the shit that niggas rapping about. You gotta turn up, and then I felt like it was the right time, so I jumped right back in it.
Right, like Clarity, you were still living in the mix of what you were talking about, and then gradually as you're progressing through your tapes, now you're getting more responsible, realizing that you still have to hold the rap name, but you're growing as an individual. What was it that transformed you from Clarity 1, where again you're in the mix, to Clarity 2, where you're kind of like figuring out your own independent spirituality?
Shit, when I got paid for that first show, I believed it. Like, yeah, this shit really real. You know what I'm saying? Somebody actually paying me so folks can come and see me rap my music. That was important to me. So that shit opened up a whole new mindset for me. And it was like anything else, fuck that shit. It don't matter. This what it's gonna be. This what it is. This shit possible.
You needed to see it to believe it, right?
Absolutely. That's what anything, for me, it makes sense to see it first. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's scary for every rapper, right? Like, you don't know if this shit's going to turn into anything. And plus, you had all these responsibilities already. It's like you don't want to be a loser. You don't want to be a failure. You don't want to be like a loser rapper.
I wasn't letting that happen anyway. I've been determined my whole life. Like, I spoke everything into existence. I manifest shit, but at the same time, I still keep shit going on until certain things start coming into fruition, all while believing in it at the same time, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Well, it's interesting. I was listening to one of your talks where you were talking about how you manifested everything, but everything you had gotten to the point where you were successful. You had, all these responsibilities, and it was too much for you to the point where you kind of prayed that a lot of your responsibilities would go away. Yeah. And in retrospect, you had to do some time to figure that out.
It wasn't that I prayed for my responsibilities to go away. I just didn't. I felt like that I ain't want that shit that way. You know what I mean? And it wasn't enough. Niggas chasing millions of dollars. Nowadays $1 million is like the new 100,000 in real life. There's only so much you can do like with $1 million. You know what I mean? And I make mistakes. I'm human. So for me, I feel like money and being straight financially is being able to make as many mistakes as you need to. If I only got $4 million, and you can fuck $1 million up off one bad decision, so I only got 4 times to make a mistake. I want to work towards to make as many mistakes as I need to be able to. However, at the same time, you can't make a mistake from a mistake. And the way I had my money at the time, it was a mistake. So. I ain't want that shit that way, and I ain't like a lot of the energy that was around. Like, when you doing good or when you got shit going on in the streets, you got some niggas feel like you on, then you got some niggas ready to do anything just to prove themselves to you, and that's always dangerous. So I ain't never been the type of person that'll do anything for money. You know what I mean? Money come and go. This shit don't mean nothing. None of this mean nothing. It ain't worth nothing. It ain't about nothing. Same time we need it, but I wouldn't do anything for it. You know, shit got to make sense. And I just didn't like the mentality that the shit that I was having was giving other people. Because it's like, I don't even think this way. I don't even value this shit that much. Why you overvaluing the little shit that I got? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm going to put as many people in position when I can, if I can, inshallah. But, like, you know, it was just the energy. I ain't want it that way. Getting harassed and shit by the police all the time. It was too much. I was 24 years old, brother. I bought a car wash, a restaurant, and a dispensary. You know what I'm saying? And it was just a lot. I ain't want that shit that way. I wanted to be able to focus on one thing at a time. So, yeah, I prayed God, and I told God I appreciate him, but let me try it a different way. Let me get it another way. And he stripped me from all that shit. And I went to prison and got out and got it the right way.
Right. During that time, obviously, you weren't able to manage while you're inside when you're doing time, so everything collapses naturally. And it's a good thing when you get out.
Well, shit collapsed before I went to that motherfucker, to be honest with you, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
was it just a management issue? Just like you didn't know how to, like, keep it all up to par?
No, like I said, it wasn't, I did it the wrong way, you know, and I wanted to do it a different way.
Part of what's happening, too, your influence, you probably didn't realize what your influence was becoming as you were going through the rap game and growing as an influence just through the streets. And so sometimes you rap about stuff and obviously people pick up on it. Like if you're talking about lean or whatever, everybody's like, oh, Vezzo is doing it, I'm going to go do it, and all that shit.
Feeling that nigga calling my line with, I ain't with it. A lot of people don't know how them people work. That shit really, it was really like that. You know what I'm saying?
So your influence being that high, at a certain point, you're like, wait a minute, since my voice matters, I have to start living in a certain way.
It wasn't about my voice mattering, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't about any of that, because if I was, me being worried about, you know, the type of influence I got, that would be me being worried about other people. That would be, I would be putting them first, you know. I would be making that decision to make them think correctly. I wanted to make a decision for myself first. I had a shorty on the way, a little girl on the way, and all that, and I ain't like it like that. I ain't want that shit like that no more. I did it for so long, bro. Like, I jumped off the porch at an early age, like a real early age. I done been through everything, you know, shit that niggas go through now. Like, it's niggas my age that just started going through shit. I had already been through all that shit, and it got boring. I just ain't want to do it like that. I wanted to focus strictly on rap and be an entrepreneur the right way. When I bought that dispensary and that car wash and that restaurant, I bought that shit just to say I had it. I didn't care about me making no money from it. I didn't care. I just wanted to catch a stunt. And I went in it with the wrong mentality. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's a fact that you get out what you put in. I ain't put nothing into it but money. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I ain't put no energy into it. I ain't put no thought into it. My heart wasn't in none of that shit. So I wanted to get rid of everything that my heart wasn't attached to.
So is like karma very relevant to you?
Excuse me?
Is karma like very relevant to you?
Karma is real. That bitch exists. Karma real. Absolutely.
So the way you do something, what intent that you do something is what comes out of it.
Absolutely, without a doubt.
Yeah. And
whatever you put into a relationship, to a friendship, whatever you put in, the energy you put out there, everything, that shit come back.
Yeah.
Good or bad, it come back.
Now, I don't know if you were messing around, but on Twitter I seen that you're trying to run for mayor, man.
No, I was probably
You're talking shit. Why
I'm
not,
run
man?
for mayor
Arnold
one day,
Schwarzenegger
though.
ran for governor, man.
No, I'm gonna run for mayor one day, though. Real talk, I am. I really am, though, one day. Not right now.
Why not, man? Listen, Arnold Schwarzenegger did it. He did a damn good job, man.
I feel like he did it for the wrong reason.
You really?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I think he did it just because he knew he could. I don't want to do it just because I know I could. I want to be able to focus strictly on just being a mayor. You know what I'm saying? I'm heavy into, like, politics. I pay attention to all that shit. Like, I understand what's going on. I understand policies and the importance of voting and all of that shit. I understand all of it. So, yeah, I was just feeling myself that day, like, yeah.
I was reading about Arnold Schwarzenegger, man. He had the chance to get the founder of the Crips.
Tookie Williams.
Yeah.
He had a chance to partner, but
he had
he
a
didn't.
chance and he didn't do it.
Yeah, he didn't do it.
What do you think about that one, man?
I feel like that type of decision shouldn't have been in his hands. You know, I don't think that should have been in his hands. I feel like they come from two different worlds. They had two different understandings. Usually when people got a certain type of past, it's hard for people to look at that person and know if they changed. Because it's like, you didn't know me before. You didn't know me before this. So you wouldn't be able to identify my change anyway. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. I think that decision should have been left up to a different type of, different type of branch. I just don't. I don't believe in certain people having certain type of power to make certain type of decisions because they make the wrong decisions.
Well, if you're running,
my brother was writing books. He had really, he really did what he was supposed to do. You know, and the point of prison is to get better, and he actually got better. And they denied Holmes, but
Yeah, I mean, he was writing books. He was writing children's books. He was also, I mean, even if you look at what the Crips and Bloods initially were, it wasn't a wrongdoing intention.
No, it wasn't. Crips stand for Community Resolution and Progress. The point of that was to police their own neighborhood because of the type of violence, the issues they was having with the authority out there at the time. It was a lot of racial issues. So the guys in the neighborhood decided to police their own neighborhood and make it better. It ain't no different from how the Italian Mafia was doing with their neighborhoods. They made their neighborhoods safer. And then, everything become everything, whatever.
Kind of just to mess around with that idea, though, Mayor Vezzo, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think, if you had the perspective, what would be like your first agenda? What do you think your first mission would be if you were mayor?
My first mission would be to, same way they gentrified downtown, I would gentrify the neighborhood without switching the people out. You get what I'm saying? Like, I would make the hood look better, but let them enjoy that type of shit, because maybe if some people live like that, they'll learn to appreciate that shit and hold on to it and to keep it up. I feel like the hood don't never really get a chance to have surroundings like the suburbs. I also wouldn't allow so many liquor stores in the hood either. I think that's destructional to our people as well. You know what I mean? I will get our school system back intact. It's a lot of high schools that don't even exist right now in the city of Detroit. I would definitely push for a better educational system overall, like higher education. You know what I mean? I don't know. For sure, that would be the first thing, though. I think Detroit is in a decent spot right now as far as the economy go. I think it's decent. It's climbing, it's growing compared to where it was 10 years ago. It was shit. So, I will make a lot of resources available to the people in my community. It's a lot of different things that people don't know about. Like, for instance, like the Social Equity Act. Like, that's a situation where they allowing people from the inner cities of Detroit to obtain dispensaries, based on if they live in Detroit, if they done community work in that city, and they allowed to get some type of funding and possibly get the license before other people. And it's a Social Equity Act. It's created for black and brown people, that's from the inner city, or white, whoever, as long as you're from Detroit. So I will make a lot of that information more available. I think a lot of the information, a lot of opportunities, we got little shit that's around, we just don't know about it.
Well, the things that you're doing help contribute to people's well-being, right? Which is the most important thing.
Yeah.
If you're giving people housing, and I know I was watching that you said that, you give housing for a more affordable rate than most people were. Like, you could tax somebody $1,400 to live at a place, but you're doing it at a lower rate to just so people could actually live there.
Yeah, I try to. One thing I don't do is let people know it's my house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't do that, motherfucker. Man, I stop paying rent. Anything like, man, that motherfucker don't need that money, man.
I have family doing that shit, and they stop paying anyway, bro. It don't matter. They're like, fuck that shit, I can't make it this week. Everybody's in the hospital when rent's due. That's what I heard. Like, everybody, I'm dying, right now.
Yeah, it's
damn, right
up.
now during the rent's due, you're dying.
It's fucked up. I'm a firm believer though, and to a certain extent, to keeping what you got. Shit, like when it comes to business and shit, just to a certain extent, I feel like it ain't nobody business if it's yours, if you own it. You know what I mean? I think shit just work out better. Like, it's shit that I own that other people support that I feel like they wouldn't support it if they knew it was mine. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I like to keep certain shit just between me and the people I'm doing the business with.
Well, yeah, you've had bad experiences. I know, like a long ass time ago. We're gonna dig up the past a little bit, but you did get kind of blackballed from certain areas, like the Cobalt Center and stuff like that. During tough, so you already went through all the bullshit of like, man, don't fucking say shit to nobody, basically, because it just hurts you and it hurts like anybody that's trying to profit around you.
I mean, what you mean by don't say shit to people?
It's almost like know how to say something without getting yourself in a position that fucks up everybody's bag, basically, but still being able to make your point.
Well, like, see, I just don't let people know too much on what's mine and what's not. But, like, as far as saying shit to people, like, I think it's important you say how you feel.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I'm in a position to where can't nobody take nothing from me. You know what I mean? It's no relationship to fuck up. Only relationship that I'm afraid of fucking up is the one I got with God. You know, my family, my wife, and my children. Other than that, I'm not in no position to feel powerless against nobody. I own all my own shit. I do my own thing. You know what I mean? I don't need nobody for nothing. It's nobody that ever gave me absolutely anything. Nobody. Not nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing that's significant. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, I say what the fuck I'm gonna say. I just don't deal with folks. I ain't got no problem with nobody. I don't bother nobody. I'm an introvert, bro. I ain't really good around people, like, to be honest. Like, I'm just not. You know what I'm saying?
I think most artists aren't, man. I think most artists are like kind of crazy. And entertainers and people in the entertainment industry, anybody, even including a podcaster. I think we're all kind of crazy. I think we're the
fucked up a little bit, huh?
I think we're the mentally challenged
everybody's
cousins.
fucked up, to be honest with you.
I think so, but I think we are the mentally challenged cousins. I think we are, because we are doing something so crazy. Like, we're taking this dream that we have that's totally a gamble. Chances of success are like 0.01%. Trying to make a living off of it and trying to get 1,000 people to 100,000 people to 1 million people to listen to us.
With it.
Yeah,
for sure.
And how crazy does that sound when it's hard for the general man to get 5 people to like him?
Yeah,
we have to be crazy.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Imagine telling people your dream at a young age. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, nigga, I'm gonna buy cribs, I'm gonna have Rolls Royces, I'm gonna have businesses, all this shit. You ain't finished school. I dropped out the 9th grade.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Imagine telling people that. I'm gonna do all this shit. I'm gonna be a multi-millionaire. I'm gonna make my wife a millionaire. I'm gonna buy her a crib. We gonna own everything. You know what I mean? That shit would sound crazy to somebody.
That's probably why you, like, I mean, I'm not gonna assume why, but like choosing your wife, that had to have been a decision you had to have made based upon the fact that you were down bad and she was always there, right?
Fuck yeah, I'd have been fucked up, like down bad, like real bad. And she came through for a nigga like a lot of times, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's my homie, that's like my best friend at the same time. You know what I'm saying? We done been in the mud together, like fucked up, like nothing, you know what I mean? Got shit and lost shit and got it back type shit, so yeah.
Can you give us a little bit of insight into the Kevin Gates conversation about him talking to you about getting married and settling down?
Well, it wasn't nothing crazy. He just told me that having a wife bring good luck. You know what I mean? And I understood, but I didn't really get it. You know what I'm saying? Because he asked me how long was I with my old lady, and I told him the age. Like, we've been together since 12. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, big brother. Like, you gotta marry that woman. You know what I mean? That shit gonna bring you gonna see luck like you never seen before. Everything you ever wanted, that shit gonna come because that's something God will want. I didn't marry her because of him, though. Like, yeah, that's my
But just
nigga,
hearing
man.
somebody say it, though.
Yeah, because he was married, you know what I'm saying? And I fuck with bro.
Well, everybody gets cold. I heard about cold feet, right? Like, it's got to be a real thing.
Marriage is a partnership, bro. You know what I'm saying? That shit is a partnership. Shit is a 50-50 partnership. It don't got to always be like 50-50 financially, but it's 50-50 as far as the effort. You know what I mean? The putting in the time, having the mind space for that shit. Like, it's a lot. I done did a lot of dumb shit, bro. I've been through hell. Like, it's a lot. You know, I know she went through a lot. When I hurt, she hurt. When I stressed, she stressed. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, like, that shit is a partnership at the end of the day. We both got to put in that work. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
There's a difference, obviously, from my perspective of religion and spirituality. I look at them completely differently. I noticed through your talks that you do talk about religion and you do have a faith in God, but you consider yourself spiritual at the same time as well.
I'm Muslim. Being Muslim is a way of life. You know what I mean? Definition of a Muslim is one who submit their will to God. That's what I do. Like, I wouldn't say I'm a religious person. I am what I am. I'm a Muslim. I believe in God. I trust in God. I got faith in God. I love God. I do anything for God. You know what I mean? So I let God guide me, and I ain't been steered wrong yet. You know, I do what I got to do. So, yeah, I think it is a difference between what you say being spiritual and religious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's what would you consider spiritual, though?
Spiritual is basically just seeing things exactly the way they are without your mental or physical affecting the situation. You just 100% see what's exactly happening in front of you.
Well, I think religion is something that's it's a belief, you know. And at the end of the day, for me, I think being religious, being spiritual, all that shit is an action. Mm-hmm. It ain't really nothing you can just see. You know what I mean? I think if you see it, then you aren't what you think you are. Like I'm gonna give you an example. Like if a motherfucker self-diagnose himself with being a religious person, but he feel that way because he see things a certain way, then that wouldn't make him a religious person, because being religious and believing in God, it's an action. It's not a feeling. It's not nothing you see. It's something you do. You know what I mean? I think whatever feeling you get, just a reaction to whatever action that took place in the jump. That's where everything, bro, love, friendship, all that shit is an action. You can't, it's not nothing you say, see, or feel, something you do.
Does that include, like, if you know, with God, does that include like destiny and like does that include destiny, like you're going to go where you're supposed to go, or is that like, how do you look at that part about it?
I think them two separate things. I feel like if you look at it that way, then you expecting a reward for believing in God, and God don't give rewards. You know, you believe in God because you're supposed to, because it's the right thing to do. I think everything else outside of that is strictly based upon you. That's why you can believe in God and you still can believe in speaking things into the universe. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I believe in God, but I manifest things because I speak shit into the universe. I don't ask God for nothing. I don't ask God for nothing. The only thing I ever asked God for was to take everything away from me. And he made that come true because I wasn't asking for nothing. Wow. Yeah.
What's been new? I know you got Live from the Six, right? And this is gonna be like is this considered your first album?
No, this ain't no album. It's just a little mixtape. Live from the Six, coming soon. It's 10 songs on there. I'm just popping my shit, having fun. We're about to start filming another movie January. It's called Rideshare. It's a comedy. This is my third film that I wrote and executive produced under my film company type shit. So we just working. We just moving and grooving, bro. You heard me? Just moving, man.
Yeah, you got this one has no features on it?
Yeah, I got so far as Babyface Ray on there, got YTB Fat, I got Lil Tyler, the baby on there, and then my little homie Chucky CEO.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we just had Chucky on here.
Yeah, that's my little partner.
The film industry is booming, right? In Detroit.
It's slam.
Talk about
Detroit turned up just all around the board, though. You know what I'm saying? That movie shit going crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna help build the infrastructure for the entertainment scene, right?
Absolutely.
Talk about breaking into the film scene and some of the, how you overcame some of the hurdles as being a new executive producer in that role.
I feel like I had it easier for me when it comes to the movie shit than it was with rap. You know what I mean? Like, I started off the films with a budget. You know, I had the money and I started off having the resources and everything I needed. So it was pretty much easy for me to do the movie shit. It wasn't as hard as rap, but I approached it like it's rap because it takes the same shit. It takes some money. You know, you got to have a team, marketing. That's it. You know what I mean? Just put out good quality work. But, my shit on Tubi, so Tubi always get downplayed. My movies look good, though. They film correct. Like, we try to raise that bar every single time, but people got, like, a preconceived notion already when it comes to Tubi anyway.
Is it investment for you, or is it like, I want to actually get this vision on the board?
It's fun for me. It's something I believe in, but it's an investment at the same time.
Oh, cool.
You know what I mean? We're just gearing up to be able to be in a position and to not ever care to have to rap again. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? I just want to chill, sit back, make the money, be quiet, and do me.
Wait, you're losing interest in music?
No, I love music. I just don't really care for what it stands for no more.
Me neither, man. I'm on the same shit. We'll talk about your perspective of
shit
that.
like WWE in real life, bro. Like, this shit is really like wrestling, bro. I swear to God, like, niggas got their characters. Niggas got like they finishing moves and shit. Niggas got the costumes. I just be like, bro, like, it be so many niggas that I ain't never seen outside. Everybody killers, nigga blow your head off and. Down there, everybody demons. It's just too much. And then the fans so easily fooled now. They just easily tricked. Like, you can just convince them of anything now. You know, you used to have to work for that respect. You ain't got to work for that shit no more. I respect it, though, at the end of the day. I don't give I would prefer a nigga not live their raps, like, to be honest with you. Like, you know, I think that help our community out more. Like, it shouldn't matter. Like, at the end of the day, we shouldn't want a nigga to go live that shit, to be honest with you. Like, what type of people will we be? You know what I mean? My era, like, we had it hard. We had to live that shit. I lived it. I've been through that shit. I think it's a blessing that a lot of people don't have to be nothing that they rap about. That's a great thing.
I like that perspective too, right? There is the perspective of the fact that just like streets can be gentrified, that rap can get gentrified too, though, because of that.
That's the thing, though. The rap and the streets and the rap game is two different things. Them two different entities. I don't mix them up with the two at all whatsoever. Them two different things.
Okay.
Them way two different things. It's a whole different thing. Like, it's a whole nother thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The streets and the rap game is different. The reason I know that, because you just see the type of people that comment on certain situations on the internet. You know what I mean? These folks is at the house. They ain't never, ever seen the hood, ain't never been outside, ain't never shot a gun, never did nothing. You got niggas that never seen inside a jail cell speaking on who told and who didn't tell. These niggas don't even know how to read paperwork, probably. I guarantee you, 8 out of every 10 people that comment on certain situations, if we put some paperwork in front of them and ask them to show us what they need to be looking for, they wouldn't even know how to read it. So I've been stopped mixing the two up, the rap game and the streets. Them two different things.
Okay, yeah, I can see that for sure.
Two different people, two different two different everything. You know what I mean?
Well, I can put it like this from what you said too, though. The WWE kind of
it's definitely
comparison.
WWE though.
But that doesn't mean we can't be disinterested of it. Even though it is probably a better thing, that doesn't mean we can't lose interest for it. It's just not something we care about. I can't care about something that's that way anymore.
No, for sure.
What I grew up with listening to rap and hip hop and what the culture was to what it is now, I lost interest because of the fact of what it's turned into. Yeah. Not that it's not a better thing because people don't have to live that life or whatever the hell the case might be, but because of the fact that it's kind of gibberish, bro.
And
like, it's kind of
to
just
be
bullshit.
honest with you, I don't blame, like, it's not the artist's fault. It ain't the artist. I blame, like, it's like social media. You know, social media kind of, it's a good thing and a bad thing. It'll fuck something up, but it'll make something at the same time.
I think it could have been something
good. But it ain't
good.
the artist's fault. They hustlers. You know what I'm saying? That's just what a hustler do. You know, a hustler gonna give you what you want. Pause.
Well, who's buying the product, right? That's what
That's who control the everything. Control the energy. Control whichever way that shit supposed to go. That's who control it. Then, like, another thing that kind of be hurt my feelings, like, just seeing like people that I used to like when I ain't know who a person was. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I could have a good idea of this person and it made me appreciate them, their music more, whether they rap still or whether even if they used to rap. Like, I don't like learning who some of the guys I used to listen to is. I don't like that. I like when I didn't know them, because now when you get to seeing who niggas is, it fuck up everything. This the same shit that motivated me to do music. These is the same, this the same nigga, the same everything that made me want to get in the studio to an extent that made me want to get in the streets. I done went through all this shit. I done did all this dumbass shit and I ain't have to. This shit motivated me to do this shit. And then you learn who that person really is and it's just a disappointment. You know what I'm saying? It's just a big disappointment. So that's another thing. Like,
it is, because the people that we look up to, not look up to, but the people we pay attention to now that we do find influence in, when you do meet them, they are that person.
They not.
But if you're talking about the rap game and you got influenced by somebody and then you actually meet that person,
and
you're
they ain't
like,
who
oh
you thought
shit.
they was, bro. And it'd be like a throw up. It'd be like, damn.
Well,
bro,
I think that's
That's why they say never meet your idols.
Right.
That shit true. That shit a real story. You know, never meet your idols. I've been throwed off, like, you know what I mean? I just be...
Well, because think about it, right? The Detroit music, the Detroit culture, the music behind it, everything behind what it is, right? There's a person representing that, right?
Yeah.
And then when you actually go and meet that person and talk to them, you realize that they're not really representative of everything that you grew up listening to and paying attention to.
But one thing I can say about Detroit artists, you know, I done met all kind of artists. One thing about Detroit artists, for the most part, every motherfucker out of Detroit really like that. You know what I'm saying? Niggas really done a little bit, you know what I mean? Niggas been like that a little bit. But it ain't always I ain't necessarily just saying like about street shit, like niggas had to shoot niggas and niggas had to went to prison. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about some niggas' character. You know what I'm saying? You can still be you can be a top hitter and still be a fuck nigga. Like, you still can be a fuck nigga. I don't give a fuck how many niggas you shot. You can still be a fuck nigga. You know what I'm saying? Just the way niggas move and gossip and niggas go be on the internet, like, doing story time and all that. I ain't with that.
Yeah. I had Crispy Life Kid on here, man. And he was talking about a lot of the journey you took him through, and he had to experience things he never got to experience before, and all these things, and the Flint connection, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It kind of looks like you have a lot of responsibility to do with helping Flint and Detroit connect.
To an extent, for sure. Me and Rio, we did Dog Action. That was his first video, with 1 million views. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah.
Well, that's a big damn thing, right?
That shit helped me out, too, though. We helped each other out.
What do you think it is about Flint cats that there's a relation and that...
It's just their turn. It's just that, you know what I mean? So when somebody turns, it's their turn. You can dissect the situation as much as you want, but at the end of the day, when it's a person's turn, it's their turn. You know what I mean? All them niggas really can rap, you know? Like, all them niggas just talented. I feel like that about Detroit artists, too. Like, to me, pretty much every nigga that's out in Detroit, as far as, like, niggas that got some type of buzz, everybody can rap. We all can rap.
Yeah.
It's just me. I might be biased. You know what I'm saying?
I was talking to some cats on live yesterday, and I was like, if you could, I didn't tell them about the interview, but I was like, if you could ask Vezzo any question, what would you ask them? And this cat said, how do you feel about your sound being stolen? And
Man.
that was an interesting thing, because I didn't know that was being happening. And then I said, get into detail. I messaged him after. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? I was like,
You didn't know that was going on?
Not really. I mean, I heard about Lotto a little bit, but that was about it.
You don't be hearing all these songs sound like me. Like,
I stopped listening to rap like a
that shit
year
be
ago,
crazy.
man.
I don't be giving a fuck, though, at the end of the day. Like, I don't give a fuck. That shit for them, bro. I'm cool. I'm all right. I'm straight. I'm good financially. Like, I be so focused on what I got going on. Like, me, it don't matter. It don't matter.
Well, you know, in the comedy world, do you know who, like, Carlos Mencia is?
No.
Okay, in like the 2012, he was one of the biggest comedians in the world. But then they figured out he was stealing jokes from all these other comedians around him until he was confronted by Joe Rogan, who is the biggest podcaster in the world right now. Okay,
Damn.
So they confronted him and they pointed out that he was stealing jokes and he lost his career. He used to have a show called Mind of Mencia on Comedy Central,
like Milli Vanilli, pretty much
type shit
like that.
So, like, somebody doesn't stand for a style being stolen or something being bit, it's almost like, okay, now everybody can do this now. Nobody's going to say shit about it. Yeah. So, like, how do you look at it from that perspective if your sound and style are being stolen or taken or bit and you're saying right now, it's like you already got your own shit, they can have it. Like, does that mean that anybody can just keep taking? Like, how does it work? For
one, motherfucker ain't ever took nothing from me. I mean, they can keep, like, stealing.
Yeah,
it's a difference between, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, bro. That shit. All right, if somebody was stealing like my lyrics, like lyric by lyric, then yeah, I maybe say something. You know what I'm saying? I would say something, right? But like, I don't know. I have thought about this shit, right? But at the end of the day, I'm not about to go on the internet and you know what I mean? I'm not about to do that. Like, I ain't doing that. I can't do that. This shit just ain't in me. It ain't in me. I can't do that.
You'd have to have people around you do it.
Yeah. You know Basically. What I mean? I can't do that. Yeah. I can't do that. I do feel like I don't know. I feel like Detroit, we supposed to stand up for each other. I feel like we don't do that enough. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not about to be the only nigga like mentioning that shit. Like, yeah, motherfuckers know what's going on. Everybody know that. Bro, it's a lot of people that's not from the city that use my style, my cadence, my approach, this type beat, all that shit. Don't nobody else say shit. I'm not about to be the only nigga. I ain't doing that. I feel like that ain't gangster. I think that's corny. Yeah, like, yo, check this out. Guess what I found? I ain't doing that. I'm gonna keep thugging.
I feel like if somebody was doing it to somebody you were close to, though, you would say something.
I would speak up. If they was doing it to an artist from Detroit, I'd speak up immediately. I would say something. I feel like it's not my responsibility, but it is my responsibility. Not just mine, it's yours, it's all ours. We supposed to speak up for each other. We've been grinding for so motherfucking long. You know what I'm saying? We worked so hard to be in this position, and for other people to be credited for our work, that shit ain't cool. But, you know, and I think they gonna keep stealing it, not because I'm not saying that, it's because Detroit not, like, we ain't saying nothing. They look at it like we don't care. You know what I'm saying? It's getting to the point where some people think that that's like a Florida sound. You know what I mean? Like in real life, niggas think that. But you know, I think that's what all of us supposed to do. We supposed to safeguard the shit that we work for. All that work, Wine and Blade and all them niggas put in. Cheddar Boy, they put in a lot of work. They laid out the groundwork for us. Doughboys laid out the groundwork. Team Eastside laid out the groundwork for niggas like me, for everybody that came after them niggas. You know what I'm saying? And it took a long time, and it was a lot of work put in, and we supposed to safeguard it. And if we not safeguarding it, then that's on us. I already got rich. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. Like, everybody's supposed to be responsible for each other.
Yeah, and not do it for me. You know, you're supposed to do it for yourself. Because that's missed opportunity. Because at that point, people fuck with Detroit because they feel like we got a distinctive sound. But the moment that distinctive sound become everybody's sound, what's the point of being interested in just Detroit by itself? It wouldn't make sense. They can skip right past this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? They won't need us no more. And I feel bad for the people who haven't got rich yet. You know what I mean? And we had the opportunity to prevent that. You know, prevention is the best defense mechanism. You know what I mean? Prevention. We had the opportunity to prevent it, but we didn't. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's not my loss. It's everybody loss that's trying to make it in this shit if the shit keep going on. You know what I'm saying? Just like a lot of people jack the Flint style. You know what I mean? It's just what that is. You know what I mean?
And it's hard to, you're right, though. It's hard to, like, basically control that. And
it's hard to control it.
It's very hard to control it without sounding like, yo.
Without looking like a lame, without sounding like a hater or a buster. Like, it's no way around that shit. So I choose to never look like or be that type of nigga. You know what I mean? I choose to keep it thugging, keep moving, keep getting money, and focus on what I'm focused on and keep building my shit up.
Yeah. You brought a lot of cats down to Detroit and made them feel comfortable, man. You got Kodak Black out here, you know what I'm saying? And I seen him, he was so comfortable. Like, just watching videos of him and also just hearing stories of what was going on. How do you build that environment for people that when you're going to work with them and bring them here to control
I just make sure I bring them to my hood. You know what I mean? I know they good in my hood because they with me. It ain't for me to take them to nobody else's hood, you know what I mean? But a lot of times when artists come here, they be having relationships with other artists. So eventually they make their rounds through the city and it just be love, you know what I'm saying? It ain't just me. I brought a lot of niggas down here, but it ain't just me. It's other artists where they brought niggas down here and them niggas tapped in with me, or I brought niggas down here and they tapped in with them, and it was love on my end and it was love on their end. I feel like, you know, we all do what we gotta do, and I think we all kind of got the same system. We take them niggas to our hood because it ain't my job or it ain't my position to bring somebody to no other nigga hood. I wouldn't be able to guarantee safety in somebody else's neighborhood, but I can guarantee safety in my hood. Yeah. So yeah, it be love. I had Takeoff in the hood there was 2013. He was up at the dispensary. I brought a lot of niggas down this bitch, and it just be love. And then when I go where they from, it be love.
I was watching that Takeoff had a huge motivational impact on you during kind of an era where you didn't know what was going on with your music and everything, and he kept telling you to just keep pushing it.
Yeah.
And does that still resonate till today?
Yeah, to an extent, you know, it ain't necessarily the message that resonates today. It's just more so his presence. You know what I mean? Like, you know, obviously, for some reason, when people gone, we appreciate him more. And I feel guilty of that because I appreciated him more now that he gone. You know, his message and his presence resonate with me more now than what it should have at that time. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna be no fake nigga and be like, yeah, bro, that shit just got me fired up. I'm be honest, like, you know, I'm guilty of that too, appreciating people when it's too late. What's
been on the radar for you, man? What's you know, you got a lot of entrepreneurial avenues that you're taking. You got the movie industry, you got business. Are you working on businesses again? Are you working actually storefronts? And you got your wife's business bar. Is there anything else that you're working on?
I'd rather just keep working on it. You know what I'm saying? Just let it play out.
Oh, you don't want to release information or intel?
No, it ain't that. Like, I ain't saying like this shit just exclusive. No, I don't want to fuck up my blessings. You know what I'm saying? I want to just let that shit happen. And whatever happens, just happen. But you know, we got it cracking. It's going on. How it's going on.
You pay attention.
I got my studio built. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited about that. I appreciate that.
Talk about the studio, man.
It's just a studio I got built.
No, but yeah, I think I was supposed to come there like a couple months ago.
Yeah, you was. Yeah. We wanted to do the interview at the studio.
That's right.
$1 million worth of game came up there. I did my interview with them at my studio.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing. It was cool.
I just started a media company.
Those motherfuckers talk more than you talk. I was like, what the fuck, man?
They're my brothers like that. We got a real relationship. Them really my homies, like outside of that type of, like, we talk all the time type shit.
No, it was cool. They came to your actual block.
They came to the hood and everything. I took them to the house I grew up on. I took them to all the houses that I own on that block. We bought the entire block back. Me, my brothers, and my mother, and my father. We brought every house on our block, literally, except for maybe about 3 or 4 of them. You know what I'm saying? So we own the entire block that we grew up on. Yeah. So I think that was important. That was like a goal for me, a personal goal, to buy my block up. Because I said that when I was a shorty. It was the same reason I bought the car wash, just a pride thing. You know what I'm saying? I bought that car wash because when I was a kid, I tried to get a job up there, and dude that owned it, he wouldn't let me work up there. So I told him I'm going to buy this bitch one day. So I bought that bitch just to let him know I bought the car wash that he wouldn't give me a job at. That's the same reason we did the houses on our block shit. But yeah.
That's legendary, bro.
Yeah, it's cool. It felt good.
It's cool that those cats flew out here for you too. That's another thing.
Them real guys right there, man. They really helping push all the, you know, independent artists and just all the street artists and underground artists and everybody on the come up. Like, you know what I mean? They come from where we come from.
Talk about you know, individually yourself, the growth of yourself, and has there been any massive change or transition for you as far as your growth in the past year or so?
In what area?
Well, one thing we can talk about again is your outlook on rap and hip hop, and because there is a contradiction in being involved in today's rap culture.
Yeah, for sure is.
And between who you want to become as a person, right? Can you kind of enlighten us on that perspective? And do you hope that things change a little bit? Do you hope that there is a little bit more substance and meaning, and something that brings more of a positive impact from hip hop? For example, bro, like, let's just say you're trying to do better as a person, right? Well-being wise. Most likely you're going to balance your life out, right? You're going to have a balanced life in which is like, you know your goals, you know what you want to do with your life. You're making sure that you're doing things without harming other people, and that you're benefiting yourself and helping people more than anything else, right? So when you listen to rap and when you pay attention to rap and hip hop and what the Instagram and social media is showing us on a consistent basis of violence and people saying fucking and just cussing phones out and all that shit.
You. See, again, there you go. That's the problem. People mixing the streets with rap music because it's not nothing that I'm doing. It's not nothing that I'm saying. It's what you doing and the way you thinking. You know what I'm saying? If people stop mixing the two with each other, it's the artists. We not contradicting ourselves. We rapping. Rap is rap. This shit like acting in a movie. You get what I'm saying? Like, motherfucker act like a serial killer and be a nigga that's meditating all day. Like, we making music. We rapping. we not doing nothing different. That this is what rap is. It started off this way. It started off us rhyming, us rapping about shit that rhyme. We rapping about shit that other people want to hear. We rap about shit we seen, shit we done been through. It's not us. It's the world, it's society, it's the internet that's mixing the two, that's mixing the streets with rap. So, but they putting that off on us as if we contradicting ourselves. We not contradicting ourselves. You just mixing two things that shouldn't be mixed together. So you thinking the wrong way.
Oh no, wait. I think we're talking about two different things here.
No, we're talking about the same thing.
Are you sure?
Repeat what you're saying. I'm explaining better.
Contradiction between the person itself's growth,
right,
and the music.
Hear me out.
Okay.
I can do all the growing in the world. I can literally be a different person that I was from 10 years ago mentally. I can live differently. I could pray differently. I can spend my money differently. I can save my money differently. I could approach personal situations differently while all rapping the exact same I've been rapping the exact same lyrics I've been rapping. Right? I can do all of that, and I can be in another place mentally while rapping different words verbally, right? It's the people that's listening and that's viewing it, that's convinced, that's mixing it up. They not able to see that change because they not able to separate two things that shouldn't be together. Right. You get what I'm saying?
Now I understand what you're saying.
So it's not a contradiction.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? You have to personally know. That's why it's never a good thing to have preconceived notions, to judge people before you meet them, to think you even know people without even knowing them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I think that's like the listener's fault. That it can be sometimes it's law enforcement fault. That's a problem that they have. That's why I said mixing the streets with rap music, it can be deadly, and it costs people their lives spiritually, and it can cost people their lives physically, meaning doing 1,000,000 years in time, because the person on the other side don't know how to separate the two. Yes. So they not able to see my change. The reason being is because they not paying attention to who I am outside of what I say. They only focus on a person when they speaking, when they rapping words, but you're not taking the time out to focus on a person when they walk. You're only focusing on this person when they talk. So it's not the artist's fault, it's the people on the other side fault that's not able to separate the two. I know how to rap about the exact same shit I've been rapping about while being a totally different person in my personal life. But I can't control somebody that's not able to see my change, or somebody that's not interested enough to dive deeper to see if I actually have changed. That's not my fault that you feel you know me when you don't know me. That's not I can't control that.
Well, what you're saying too is how you maintain sanity as an artist. Because if you're not able to do that, then you're gonna fall into what the fuck you're creating. And
you're gonna fall into exactly what you're creating. Yeah. So ain't nothing wrong with rapping how you wanna rap, but do that work outside of the music. But that come with not being a man. You know what I'm saying? Only little boys get influenced to that extent, to where, you know, you rap about this shit so much you fuck around and start living and trying to live the shit that's your fault. I mean, you a kid. Because niggas that really been in the streets, we already know how to do that. We already got that separation. Yeah. We've been practicing that separation forever. We've been practicing that shit since we were shorties.
That's like super important for any artist to hear that, especially the ones that are getting lost. Because I deal with hundreds of artists a day, and I'm seeing kids literally get lost.
Them the kids that never been that way, they get lost. A lot of the kids that really been that way, them the niggas that you see doing certain shit. I give back every single year, bro. I'm not a Christian, bro. I'm a Muslim man. I've been Muslim. My wife Muslim. My kids Muslim. I give back every single Christmas. I ain't missed a Christmas yet, and I don't post the shit. But I feed and I clothe and I give gifts to over 1,000 families every single year. You can look it up, Detroit Rappers Organization. I got the Spirit of Detroit Award from Mary Sheffield personally for giving back so many years. You know what I'm saying? But it can be an officer, it can be anybody that only listen to my lyrics, that listen to my words. They not paying attention to that shit. So they don't know how to separate that. But through my actions, I already separated that. Because I wasn't giving back 10 years. I wasn't doing that. I wasn't worried about giving back. I was worried about getting what's mine. I didn't believe in helping other motherfuckers out. I didn't care about that. I was selfish. You
think some people still carry that mentality, the not fuck everybody else mentality? Do you think that's
There's a lot of people that carry that mentality? It's a lot of people that carry that, and I think that's a poor mentality to have. Because, again, it go back to when we first started talking. What you give, what you put out is what you get back. Because if it's fuck everybody else, then it's going to be fuck you. And if you think like me, where it's like, I don't care who say fuck me, you know what I'm saying? But that's not the people you need to worry about. It go back to God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? God created us. You tell God creations fuck y'all, and he might punish you for that, for thinking like that. But we not entitled to do nothing for nobody. We not entitled. That's why I think it's so important, and it should be acknowledged when people do decide to give back, just for that one reason, that we don't have to. Nigga don't gotta do none of this shit. We ain't gotta do nothing that we don't want to do, bro. But I chose to be this way because I'm a man. I know how not to let them two things that go back to mixing the wrong things that shouldn't be with each other. I know how to separate that, and that's what men do. Every real nigga that really live like that, somehow you find them giving back. You see Baby Money, he got some shit going on with WJLB. He giving back. You know what I'm saying? He doing this shit for like every day up until Christmas. Because that's a nigga that really live like that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that live like that, they find themselves giving back. People that never live like that, they find themselves getting caught up and trying to live like that because they got to prove to people. They want people to think that about them. You know what I mean? I don't fuck with nobody think about me. Absolutely nobody walking the face of this earth.
I'm getting like just truth and responsibility. Like, not just for yourself, but for people around you.
Oh, bro,
you even watch movies? I feel like you don't watch movies anymore.
I do though. I love movies. I like films. You know what I'm saying? It's a passion of mine. My favorite director is Martin Scorsese.
Me too.
He the truth.
That's my favorite director too.
Yeah, right. You playing?
I'm playing Goodfellas, man. Casino.
Man, yeah, dog, man.
Flower Moon just came out.
The
Party is incredible.
Flower Moon.
Yeah. My favorite directors of all time, Martin Scorsese and Quentin Tarantino.
Quentin did Django.
Yep.
Yeah,
Django, Pulp Fiction. Legendary. Martin Scorsese is just top notch, dog.
I went to go see The Irishman by myself.
3.5 hours.
That's the first time I ever went to the movies by myself. Went by myself. I was excited. Couldn't wait to see that bitch. I fuck with that.
You fuck with it?
Yeah, I
3.5 hours.
I fuck with that. They whole they history. You know what I'm saying? I did prison time with Pete Gotti, with John Gotti, big brother.
Really?
Yeah, I was in the feds with him. I did my whole bid with him.
Yeah. What was it experience like talking to him?
I ain't say too much to him. We was, it's different. It's like political in prison, you know what I'm saying? When one race hit another race. So we just, but it be respect though, all the way around, you know what I mean? Yeah.
That's cool as hell, man. Yeah, Casino and Goodfellas, right? Greatest movies, probably greatest gangster films ever created.
Absolutely, without a doubt. I don't know who directed it, but I like the original John Gotti movie. It came out on HBO. It was like in '96. Ahmad Asante, he played John Gotti. You gotta watch that.
Yeah, not the new one with the
John
Travolta. I think it is
terrible. I
heard he got a 0% review on Rotten Tomatoes.
That bitch is trash.
He started off the movie. He's like, "Welcome to New York."
That wasn't it. I feel like they fabricated a lot of that.
Well, they said that the family was in control of a lot of the production, and they were hiding a lot of information from it. So they didn't want to make him look bad in certain areas, so they took out a lot of the shit. That's why it was easy to make Goodfellas, because Henry Hill was the only one alive, so they're like, fuck everybody.
Hey, he was capping.
You think?
For sure, Henry Hill was capping. What was the addict? He was capping. He was capping like a fool.
Yeah, because he didn't make himself look really good.
He made himself look too motherfucking like... Motherfucker, when I do my movie, bro, you gonna see all the flaws, all the fuck-ups. I ain't gonna come out looking like a motherfucking like Superman and that bitch. They gonna see the truth like shit, man. Nigga fucked up, man.
What do you think about? So yeah, he was a rat. Like at the end of the day,
absolutely,
he was absolutely a rat. And then they have what's his name? Who played? Do you see Johnny Depp in Black Mass?
Yeah, I did. He played Whitey
Bulger. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Is that considered ratting? Because basically what he did is, he basically told the FBI about another crime organization so that they would take down his opponents. He was trying to use the government to take down his opponents. So is that technically the same thing as snitching?
Did he tell on anybody?
He gave information to where the whereabouts were of the other organization.
Did he tell on anybody?
He was an informant.
Is that telling?
Yeah. Is it? Yeah.
What's informant for? What's the
But he was basically
acronym for that? It was information, right?
You know why? Because when he starts off his like arraignment, he said, just to start this off, I want to make sure everybody knows I'm not a snitch. And then he starts the whole story.
It's telling the whole movie. That's crazy.
Yeah. What's your favorite?
Man, you know it's okay. All right, that's all right. I ain't gonna go there.
What's your favorite gangster film of all time?
Goodfellas.
For sure.
Yeah, and Casino, without a doubt, for sure.
Top two. Joe Pesci, both of them.
Joe Pesci, a dog.
Still living.
Yeah. My favorite TV show, as far as like gangster TV shows, Sopranos. Ever seen Sopranos?
I got far, but once his wife was like trying to start cheating on him, I couldn't watch it anymore.
This is a dog. I like Breaking Bad too.
Breaking Bad is fucking heat. Did you watch it? Better Call Saul, the prequel to Breaking Bad?
That bitch hard.
Yeah.
I watched some of it. Yeah. I like the actor that plays Saul Goodman. He a dog. I fuck him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking legend. Oh man, Vezzo, this has been a great. Are you coming back here anytime soon, or is this gonna be a long time?
No, we gotta pop out.
I get for sure.
Man, you gotta come on our podcast, bro.
I didn't know you had a podcast.
Yeah, you gonna find out when you come.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm not like the interview person or nothing though. I just want you to come on the podcast, support my people.
Hell yeah,
for sure.
I'm waiting for somebody to interview me with.
It's gonna be hard. We gotta do that.
Some proper guidance and stuff.
For sure.
Icewear, Vezzo, man. Every time people come on here and they talk about top artists from Detroit, the most influential artists from Detroit, every time you're mentioned on those lists. You already go to all the social media platforms in Detroit, your name's always mentioned. If you go to Reddit posts and you talk about Detroit rappers, your name is always mentioned. It's never a place where you can't see your name mentioned in historical rap figures, and you're still very trending and you're still very relevant to Detroit, which is awesome because you've been through this through such a long time. It's an honor to have you here, bro. It's really cool. I honestly, I'm not gonna lie, of all the interviews I never thought was gonna happen. I don't know why I thought this was never gonna happen. I was like, but I appreciate you doing this, man. This really means like a serious amount.
I appreciate you stopping at the juice bar too, bro. It mean a lot to me,
everybody
bro.
go by, bro. I'm telling you.
Stop at Fresh and Press.
I wanted to drink that one, but I want to take a photo with it before I drink it.
3622 Rochester Road, Troy, Michigan.
Ice Step Records. Last thing, Ice Step Records. Just a quick shout out to your label, real quick, man. Just talk about that real quick. Just
we building right now. You know what I'm saying? I got Chucky, CEO. You know what I'm saying? Then we got Rich Town Magazine. They over Ice Step Films and everything with that. So. You know what I mean? We just building, we grinding. I'm getting all my money so I can spend all my money on all the artists. I'm still looking for artists. I'm watching folks. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to put a lot of energy into other people. I ain't a person like everybody call me boring. I don't really have fun like that. I don't think nothing is fun. You know what I'm saying? But I do enjoy watching people come up. I like watching people go from nothing to something. You know what I'm saying? I get a lot out of that. That's a lot of fun to me. So I can't wait, and that's what I'm really ready for. To give other people a chance, watch other people come up, and watch people get rich and take care of their family and take care of their mothers and buy shit and bring shit to the hood and just own a bunch of shit and never talk about it. That's the most gangster shit.
For sure. For sure.
Let's get it.
Appreciate you being a part of this, man. We're at Parallel Sound Studio, High Low Visuals, shooting these productions. We're out. Peace.